Step in the box, baseball fans. Welcome back to another episode of Batter Up. Holy cow, it's been a while, fellas. What's up, John?
Not much, Brett. It has been a long time since we've done this. I'm going to blame football season. I'm going to blame NBA season. I'm not going to blame each other. I think I had some work trips in there too. We had some vacations mixed in. It's just been chaos. But hey, good things always eventually happen. So here we are. But not only are we back, we brought a guest with us. Yes, we brought Peds card collection back. Peds, Nick, how you doing, man? Good to
I'm
see
doing
you.
well. Yeah. So thanks for having me back on, guys. Always a blast chopping it up, talking about, the latest, greatest in the hobby that we all love. And, now that, we got to chat in person, it's even cooler to, keep this thing going. So appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that, Brett. We've got. I think we could probably go for. I'm not bullshitting. I shouldn't swear, but I'm not BSing. I watched our I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit. Our CEO, he gave like a year-end review, and our company's been on a tear lately. But the amount of swear words that he said, just in a humorous way, was perfect. And he likes to say, "Don't BS me," but he says the actual word. So it's so funny. You're just like this guy with a very strong accent from Turkey, and he's up there talking about don't bullshit him. But anyway, I'm not BSing when I say we could go for 2 hours.
Yep.
But
so it's 12-12 day coming up in honor of Tom Brady, the much anticipated. We've been this was talked about a long time ago. Seems like it was yesterday, but it's been a while. Tom Brady in Bowman draft. And John, I've been waiting to do this all day, just like Moneyball. How many Tom Brady's autographs in Bowman draft?
81.
How many Tom Brady parallels in Bowman draft?
If you count the base cards, it's about 1,600. But I will say this. If you guys watched my channel, if you go check it out, I made an odds video the other day where I had a really odd face. I think it was just yesterday. And I'm like, guys, make this make sense. I tried to compare all the formats. I tried to do a distribution of how many numbered cards were in the jumbos, the super jumbos, the Asia box, and the HTA breaker box or whatever. They screwed up those odds royally. I cannot make sense of all four formats. I'm pretty confident in the number of jumbos is about 75,000 boxes. I'm very confident in the number of Brady cards overall, but there's a lot of confusion there, and it didn't make a whole lot of sense. But hey, what do we expect? Mistakes happen. Topps, sometimes puts multiple one-of-ones in a product and then has to later retract. So now they screwed up the odds on draft. The biggest release, 12-12, only to make us probably confused as hell as to where the cards are actually found. So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't buy any. I'll be honest. I didn't buy any. I don't usually buy Bowman draft, but there's a first time for everything. I know it'll go for sale next week, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't make sense of the odds, and that was a little. I thought maybe it was maybe I was losing my edge. I thought, man, I'm usually really good at math. This is not making sense, guys. So, yeah.
What's your thoughts on Bowman draft, Nick?
I always love Bowman draft. For me, I would always get a box every year, but obviously, with the prices of these parallels, if you get a low numbered card going for so much money, the price of the box has also, followed the set suit, and the prices have just gone through the stratosphere. I remember 2019, I first got my first box of Bowman draft, and I got like 2 boxes for $225 a box. And now I want to say it's like around 550. So for like the cheapest version, and then like 6 something or upwards of 700 for the super jumbo. So it's a little bit, last year was the first year I didn't buy a hobby box for the first time just because it was so pricey. And, with all the new releases around happening at the same time, you got to pick and choose which one you want to kind of focus in on. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'm going to be getting any. I would like to grab a box of Sapphire too, and but I'm really high on a lot of the kids in the class, like Wyatt Langford, Dylan Cruz, Paul Skeens, especially. So, and obviously with the Brady, that's gonna create some buzz around it in of itself. So, I think it's gonna be a great product, but it's very expensive. So, um, not gonna be
For
opening
sure.
too much. I hope, yeah.
I'm conflicted because I like open air anything I can, but man, those prices, I didn't buy any either, and I don't plan to. I'm the same way. I'm hoping to hold off for some Sapphire, but those prices are just insane. But I am looking forward to watching on Fanatics Live Filth Bomb breaks their 100 caser. That's going to be
Jeez.
insane. It's a 100 caser. They're doing the HTA format. It's all autographs.
Oh wow!
And the prices are insane. Did you guys see the inscription on the Tom Brady 101 Superfractor?
No.
It says,
Oh, I saw that.
If baseball doesn't work out, there's always football. That's written on the card. What do you think that
cool.
card's going to be worth when somebody pulls it?
Probably not as much as you'd think. It's a manufactured card after the fact. But somebody will probably pay 50 grand for it, maybe.
Yeah, somebody's going to pay a crazy number, man.
But I don't think it's in the like it's not like like Ken Golden will probably get his hands on it and hype the absolute bejesus out of it. Maybe Robert Edwards Auctions could grab that one, right? You guys you're
who knows?
work for an auction house. What do you think? I mean, what a card like that? What do you? I trust your judgment better than mine, but I was just guessing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's a very reasonable guess. I mean, I if you think of it like this, like what is like a football, what is a Donruss 2022 Tom Brady autograph go for like today? What does it go for? Like a few grand maybe? And then if you put them in a baseball product, this is like a one of a kind of deal. Obviously, I think the base cards are going to sell for quite a bit. And like you said, the Superfractor could sell upwards of $100,000 in my mind, with the way Michael Rubin's getting more eyes on the hobby, getting more high profile people to kind of pay attention, and now you got more players collecting themselves. And I don't know the football of the Tom Brady market too well, but I know he's popular as all heck. So I think any kind of special inscription or parallel autograph is going to go for big money. Exactly what it's going to go for, I'm honestly not quite sure, but I think that's for the Superfractor, $100,000 isn't out of the question.
Yeah,
I'm surprised
ahead,
it's not a bounty. Nunez said it in the chat. I'm surprised we haven't seen a bounty yet.
I think they wait to release those till the product comes out, right? Usually that comes out the day the product comes out, so that because if you told people early and then it was like lower on pre-order, that can change people's minds. So you don't want to. I don't think you want to influence that. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think we might hear about it. It depends. I mean, a lot of bounties out there. A lot of incentives.
Did you say,
what was the opening?
Sorry,
what was the Volpe bounty on the Topps Chrome Update patch?
150,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's still out there.
Is it really? Nobody's pulled that?
I don't think so. I've been checking every now and then. I haven't heard of it, but who knows?
I know I ran the odds on that. I know those are very tough to pull, but wouldn't it be funny if that was in retail? I mean, it would be funny if that came out of retail. Like
came out of a fat pack.
Because the odds said, I forget, I have to go back to my video and watch it, but I know I've got an estimate here based on the number of boxes and the pull rates, I think there's only 3 or 4 of the actual debut patch cards in retail. I know it's less than 5. And so the fact that the Volpe has the high bounty and, it's extremely hard to pull out of retail. Like, that is the hardest by far. And there's less than 5 of them in retail total out of like 90 cards. So it would be fitting that it's in retail because of that fact that it's like impossible to find it. I mean, you essentially got to rip, I think what it worked out to, how many packs, but I think it'd be like 50,000 packs or something like that between cards. It's like, it's boxes and boxes and boxes of the Chrome Update blasters before you can even find another one.
Those Chrome Update blasters are 40 plus tax at the stores. It's insane.
I know, yeah.
It's so weird. We're in this weird market of, you think it's crashing, you think everything's worthless, some things are super cheap, and then a product like Chrome Update comes out or Bowman Draft, and the prices are a little wacky. But let's do this while we're on the topic of Topps Chrome Update. Let's just go around the horn. I got some previous releases, and then we'll get into some new stuff coming up. But John, what's your initial response to Topps Chrome Update? What do you feel about it?
Not very interested. You talking about just the Chrome Update or
just the Chrome Update? Just Chrome Update.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't. I'm not buying any. Prices have to come way down.
Nick, how about you?
I was really interested at first and still am somewhat intrigued, but after opening 2 boxes and seeing the same QC issues, not the same, but same level of and same frequency of QC issues as last year, I'm very reluctant to buy any more wax. I think it's just, you got to buy it in person and make sure that, the card is in the condition that you're looking for. Because for example, I pulled the Grayson Rodriguez gold refractor and I'm like getting ready to grade it. And this is a card I pulled straight out of a pack and it's got like 10 surface scratches on it. I'm like, how does that even happen? And as you start going through the rest of it, it's like you start seeing a common theme. So I'm not going to be, it's a lot of fun because, obviously the potential of the debut patch, but I think you're better off with a different product.
I like the product. I did not buy any of it. I don't like the price. I can go open. I have a case sitting right here. I opened a case off a camera. I recorded every video. I can go get 2023 Topps Chrome for cheaper, and it has the buyback in it, and it's better in my opinion. Now, granted, it doesn't have the patches, but I like that. So I like the update. I don't like the price. So there's Topps Chrome Update. Let's keep doing this. How about Topps Chrome Update Sapphire? None of us have opened it, but we did see some openings on YouTube. From at least I saw Shy City Polls. He had his case overnighted. I'll give him a little shout out, give him the credit where it's due. He got him first. Nick, this time we'll start with you. Initial thoughts of Topps Chrome Update Sapphire.
I think it looks amazing. I saw that video as well and checked out maybe one other. Recently with these Topps, exclusive releases, I feel like they're almost can't miss. And I felt like I just had to grab 4 boxes. So I grabbed 4. I think they added a new parallel. I also like the fact that they added a guaranteed autograph per box. I think that's the main driving force and the popularity and demand. And the autograph checklist is very good. All the big rookies. You can get guys like Trout, Acuna as well. And I like that you get 3 parallels on top of the autograph. So even though a lot of the big rookies are rookie debuts, you can still get them in Sapphire and color parallels. And then there's a couple new true rookies like Bobby Miller, Yuri Perez, Bryce Miller, amongst many others. So I think it looks amazing. They added a black parallel to 10, which looks great. So I'm looking forward to it.
John, you?
I wish I would have bought more. I didn't want to go crazy because I had just bought a case of something else. We'll get to that in a bit. And I bought the Bowman Chrome Sapphire, and you don't have an infinite bank account, so you got to pick and choose. So I only bought one box just to get a little dabble on it. After seeing it opened, here's what I like about it. The autos all seem to be numbered, which is good. They're all on card, I think, or maybe they're not. I can't remember. I think it might be sticker, but they're good autos usually. Kodai Senga, I think he pulled, and he pulled like an orange and a green. He did pretty good on the autos. I like the fact that no numbered cards are over 50 except for autos, because the fact that you usually see is like they invent more parallels, but they're high numbered parallels. It's like, oh, number to 75, number to 100, number to 150, number to 250, or whatever. And it just means they can print more and more and more. But the only thing they did this time is they made enough autos to cover every box, but they kept the parallels gold or better. And I think that is intriguing. And I thought the quality control on the two boxes that I saw ripped so far looked pretty good. But again, 330 card checklist. It's going to be hard to pull a parallel of somebody you want, but the autos are going to be good. I think it's a great product to buy singles of. As well.
I actually I didn't buy any boxes, and I wish I would have. After seeing that open, I'm like, damn. And I'm like you guys, it's like we were talking before we came on. I mean, I can go on to what I bought on Black Friday. We're going to talk about the Black Friday deals. And I had just opened $3,000 worth of Bowman Chrome Sapphire. And I was like, I'm not even going to buy a box. I'm just going to hold off. I'm going to ride out the rest of the year with what I have. I'm good. And then I saw that open and go, man, that was a good looking product. Those blacks did look sick. The autographs look stunning. The quality looked good from what I saw. So there is Topps Chrome Update Sapphire. Let's keep moving on. My favorite, I put the stamp of Step in the Box on Bowman Chrome Sapphire. Absolutely fire. I'm loving it. Holy crap. The boxes were fire. I opened 13 of them. If I could go back right now and get them for the same price that I got them for, I'd buy another 10. That product was sick. And I sent this to Eddie and Mello. Some guy posted he got like 6 cards graded on SGC, and a couple of them were 10s, and the rest were 9.5s. So they graded well of what he opened, and that's a good sign. And from what I've seen, the quality on those are pretty good.
That's good.
How about you guys?
I bought the 4 boxes of Bowman Chrome Sapphire. I haven't opened them. They're sitting in a box within a box. I don't know. I mean, again, it's sort of like picking and choosing your battles.
Can I buy them from you for $250 a box?
Cash money.
Cash money.
Maybe.
I won't put you on the spot.
Well, Brett loves these boxes.
Maybe, yeah.
What about you, Peds?
Oh, I love them. I love them so much. I also got 4 boxes. I wish I would have gotten a case like you, Brett, but at the same time, the price of all these releases it adds up quick. But I've opened 3 of the 4 boxes so far, and they've all been awesome. I mean, I love the fact that you can get rookie parallels and like big firsts, or also like an Ohtani in the same box. Like, it's just the best of both worlds. And I also like the fact that even though it's extremely rare, you can pull autographs this time. And what was I going to say? Oh, the image variations make it even that much sweeter. I wish they would have put the different code on the back of the card and didn't do that, have that screw up. But I always love like the image variations. Like, I think last year in one of my boxes, I got a J-Rod variation, and I just immediately fell in love with it. And the quality is great. The cards look amazing. The stock is amazing. And I love it. I wish I would have grabbed more, but you can only do so much. And I'm pretty happy with the product. So
Yeah, it's awesome. And then the last one that I have on the list is that just came out. Topps Inception. What do you guys think?
It doesn't really interest me at all. I don't know. I don't feel like those cards have a ton of collectability.
yeah,
It's I don't know. I'm not even like Topps Pristine. I know people go crazy over that product. I've never opened it. I don't know. I think the eye appeal is different. Everybody's different. I know it's a different image, but they're paper cards, they're thicker card stock, hard to grade. The auto checklist is massive. I skipped that one.
yeah, and the fact that you only get like one autograph and it's one pack of 7 cards, it's literally a lottery ticket. Like I
Yeah.
think I tried my luck one year, two years ago, and got just absolutely smoked. And I'm like, I'm just gonna put this one to bed for good.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that you can get really cool patch cards and all those nice like they do look really nice, but if you're looking at grade cards, the thicker card stocks are very tough to gem up. And the checklist, like John was saying, is pretty extensive where you're gonna more times than not walk away with like a Jonah Bride rookie autograph rather than like, Michael Harris. And but the cards, if you're into that kind of like abstract Topps Fire, Topps Inception, that like you Topps Pristine kind of deal, I could see how that has some interest, but it's just not for me. Similar to John, like just with all the different products that I hold to a higher, regard. I don't really do Inception anymore, but they're cool cards for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I did not buy any. I'm not a hater of it. It's a little more expensive than I think it should be. I would really I think it's cool. I saw some pretty nice pulls. I would like to know, and I'm not willing to do it myself. I think it'd be an interesting concept if I was more creative with the channel to buy a case like Striker did, rip them all, grind it out the eBay and list them and see how you did on the case. Because like John said, the values I don't see the values there. I think they're cool. It's just not my kind of product. It never has been. And I like value buys. And when you're only getting a handful of cards, it's boom or bust. You either hit the guys or you don't. And like, for example, if you pull a Gunner or Corbin Carroll base card, I don't see those being much more valuable than most of the other base cards, like of a Topps Chrome, rookie card.
No.
Right. Yeah, because by then you're like 3 or 4 releases down, and this is like kind of like you got tiers of releases, right? So it's like, well, where do you rack and stack this one relative to the others? I just don't feel like it bubbles to the top. If you're a player collector, go buy the singles, go chase the singles. It's awesome. If they had this and De'Aaron Fox or Steph Curry, if it was a basketball product, you better damn well believe I'd be buying these cards. I'd just be buying the cards. I mean, that's the end of it, right? I wouldn't, as a player collector of those players, I wouldn't hesitate to buy it no matter what set it is, because I've bought a lot of oddball sets from Panini of Steph Curry that nobody else touches because I just want as many Steph Curry cards as I can. So.
Yeah, we all have our ways. Some people love Inception. It's just not for me either. But let's move on. We got a couple products coming up. December 13th, Topps Heritage High number this year. That should be pretty decent with all the rookies coming up.
The only shame part is that they didn't put Ellie De La Cruz in her Heritage High number either.
Yeah, dude, it's too bad. But we'll get on,
because they could have done it. They could have, maybe.
We'll get on to next year for sure, because that's going to be fun. That 2024 is. I'm changing the way I plan on doing things next year, but we'll get to that. A product that I like but I never opened. I love the looks of Topps Chrome Black. That comes out on the 15th. Next week's crazy, man. Bowman Draft, Heritage High number, Topps Chrome Black.
What about Ben Baller? Does that come?
I have not seen anything on Ben Baller yet. I would buy some Ben Baller.
I would buy that just because of the pure checklist. I think it's pretty. I think it was pretty good. Last year was really good, just because of the J-Rod checklist. Even though Ben Baller doesn't have a ton of collectability, that those boxes did okay, and they don't make a lot of it, so it's easier to pull numbered stuff and then image variations and stuff. So short prints, but yeah, that would be one I'd be interested in. I hope they come out with it. They probably will. It'll just be a while. Oh, there you go. Somebody said Ben Baller was probably in January or February. Yeah. I wouldn't be. Last year I bought that when I was in Vegas. That makes me think. Now I was in Vegas for an archery tournament, and that was early February, and that's when it came out. And Gilded came out at the same time. I remember messaging you and saying, "Are you getting any of this?" And you said, "No, neither on both." And I said, "I'm getting Ben Baller at least." And I wish I would have bought more.
At that time, I was crazy deep into update series 2022 update on
That's
the
true.
update train. But
that is true, and you were selling all those J-Rods leading into the season too. So that's where your your mindset was.
It was nuts. I've seen no news on Stadium Club of when it's going to come out, and we knew it was 2024. Have you guys seen any news on that?
No.
I
had pre-ordered 2 boxes, and obviously they got canceled. So then I got the credit or whatever, the store credit. So I already spent that.
So there's
somebody the other day. I don't know if this is news for people that I don't know if maybe like it's a public service announcement, but the other day I made a video about like acquiring the CJ Stroud Topps Now card that was like $18, but I didn't pay for it. Basically, I used points to pay for it. And one of my viewers, Mangini Collection, was, I don't know if he's being sarcastic or whether he was being truthful, but he said he didn't know that points existed and that he didn't realize you could get those cards for free. And I thought to myself, well, that's interesting, because if you guys don't know, because you don't look it up, but literally every time you spend it, you get like $4 per dollar that you spent, I think, right? Or $5 per dollar. So if you spend $100, you're going to get like 1,000 points or something like, I spent $225 the other day on the Sapphire box, the one box that I bought of Update, and I got 900 points. But you got to know to look for those, and then you can use them for Topps Now cards. So I don't know if that's a public service announcement. I know you were buying a lot of Connor Bedard stickers with those. Yeah. It's a great way to recoup a little bit of your spend, to just have some free stuff come in the mail. And it's fun for a mail day, fun for a video if you're a YouTuber. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Do a lot of people know about the freebies that you can get, or do they just kind of glaze over it?
I mean, that's news to me.
Wait, dude, you've never done that?
Oh, have you redeemed any points, Nick?
I gotta go. No, I can't.
Oh, no.
Okay, come on. Are you being serious?
No, listen to this. Okay, Nick.
Nah.
If you've been using your same Topps account and you've been buying these products,
sorry,
your point total is going to be huge. And
it's going to be like 10,000.
Yeah. Here's what I used to do.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah, dude. Okay, so listen to this. I used to there's different tiers on Topps website where you can redeem the points and you can get like $20 off Topps Now, $40 off. So there'd be people on Facebook groups spending, they'd pay $20 on the $40, and I would just load them up and send out 20 at a time and just get the cash. Well, you'd
send out the coupon code, right?
Yes. Well, this time I'm like, dude, these Connor Bedard stickers, I can get $2 cash per sticker without working. And I went to I have 5 Topps accounts, FYI. I've had them for a long time. And I went and redeemed, I got 400 Connor Bedard stickers. And I ended up trading those into my hobby shop because he wanted them. And he gave me 800 in credit for those 400 stickers. And then he's been selling them like, dude, he's been selling them like hotcakes. He's doing, I think it was $5 a piece or 2 for $8 because I had the white one and the red one. So if you've been using a Topps account, the next time there's a nice Topps Now card, it's worth to go buy. Like,
Okay,
Yeah,
I will.
like I did the CJ Stroud thick card when he had the because there, I'm sure the print run on that was massive, but it was an $18 card, and I had the $20 credit, and I use it regularly, so I got the card for free. They shipped it to my house. I basically a freebie, and I thought, well, if I get a parallel, even better, but I didn't have to pay for it. So I mean, I already kind of like earned the credit, right? And so I did the same thing with Formula One. I've done the same thing with like the MVPs, Cy Youngs. I don't usually sell mine, like in terms of I try to use my points for free Topps Now cards.
yeah,
I've never paid for a Topps Now card. I've always gotten them for free.
I
I
picked
always
up
wondered how people got
a.
those.
I know it's hard to keep up with them because they're coming out every day. But like when Chris Morrell this summer hit a huge bomb and they ripped off his shirt, I just
Yeah.
wanted that card, so I went on there and bought that card, and I sent.
That's
I'm gonna send that in for grading, and it went to the PC. I have it. Came back at 10, and
The Trout. Remember when Trout was struck out by Ohtani?
Yes, I was
Their
just
kind of
about to say
iconic
that.
card. That was another one you could get it for free. There's only like a 3-day window. You got to get on there and like buy it or use your points. And if it's gone, it's gone, right? But
Like Ellie De La Cruz when he first came up, probably had.
Oh,
yeah,
I got like 20 of those.
Oh, I got
like-
0.
Yeah, the day he came up, I ended up like for free. I just got like 20 of them.
Dude.
That's awesome.
Hey, do you have your computer with you? You need to log on to your.
You gotta check that out. Like
you need to log
Oh
on to your
my
Topps
God.
account, and you need to go to your points on the left-hand side. And I want to know now. I'm like,
I'm very curious. I think chat wants to know how many
Let me
points
crunch some
Pets
numbers.
have on his Topps
It'll
account.
show
I don't
you
think
the-
I bought
it-
as much as you think. But
but it adds up fast. If you've been
It
buying
does, 'cause
stuff
it's-
with,
It's like $4 to $1. So you
Yeah.
bought your 4 boxes. That's like 4,000 points, right?
oh
damn,
man,
let me
And
see.
that's good for $40. I mean, it's
That's-
basically a point to
That'll work.
like 1,000 points to like $10.
that's great.
Jeez.
I love it.
So if you go to your account, if you click on the account, and I think on the left-hand side there should be one called Rewards. If you can
Select
see
the square
Rewards.
with the stairs. It's trying to make sure I'm not a robot.
Account, yeah, rewards. If you go to your account where the person, you go to rewards, loyalty program, and then you can look at check your points. Like right now, I have 8,676 in my account.
Jesus.
So, and I just redeemed all those too, by the way. That was basically from that Bowman Sapphire purchase. I purchased that 10-box case.
Peds is gonna realize that he's got enough it's like airline miles. He's got like 1 million miles, and he'd be like, "Holy crap!
I'm
I
going
could
to
be flying
Disney World,
for free
guys."
everywhere."
That's crazy.
I'm going to Jamaica.
Too bad they
I've
didn't
got
put trips on there.
2,700 points
But
left.
I'll
So like I said, I use mine regularly.
all right, my computer's a little slow, but I'm working on it.
So let's move on a little bit here while he's looking at that.
I'm
Black
very
Black Friday came and went. It's been a weird time because you hear the doom and gloom. We talked about it a little bit ago. The doom and gloom. The market's crashing. Everything's junk. It's junk wax era. Blah blah blah. But there's still stuff selling. And on Black Friday, I could not contain myself. I was just like looking. I'm like, update hanger case for less than $1,000. This is crazy. Buy. Bowman Blaster Box 2023 Bowman Blaster Box case, less than $1,000. Buy. John sending me 2023 update blasters. What was that case cost?
$650.
$650 for update blasters, dudes. What a great buy. Heritage High Number 2022 Heritage High Number. John says, how much was that one, John?
$400.
$10 a blaster for freaking Heritage High Number. There are so many sweet deals out there that if you like to rip and you have a little bit of money, go buy a case of 2022 Heritage High Number. Has Julio, has Bobby, and you can open up one blaster every day for 40 days. It's amazing.
I agree. I think like I said way back on our last episode of Batter Up, and I made a video about it. Initially, I hated 2023 update because the checklist was terrible, but they printed a lot less of it. They made it a fun product. I saw you open your case, and I thought, damn, I really wish I would have got a case. That would be fun. It's a fun factor, right? So when that Black Friday deal came about, I thought, I gotta buy something. I was like, okay, I'm gonna spend about $600 here. What am I gonna buy with $600? What's the best choice? And what's the most fun choice? And for me, it was the case that you opened. It was the one with the Halloween parallels. And I figured it'd be a fun way to do 20 different videos on my channel. So that I started it today. I have pre-recorded literally half the case. Let me just say, you're going to want to watch the first half of that case. It was pretty awesome. That's a fun product. I hated that product at first, but after seeing you rip it and me doing it myself, the numbered cards, I know numbered cards, they've overprinted parallels, fair enough. Okay, but it's still fun. And they're flowing out of there. Low numbered stuff, numbered to 5, numbered to 25. I mean, I'm pulling crazy stuff out of there in the first half of that case. It's like, whoa, I did not think that Topps would get retail juiced up again, but they did. So, yeah, Black Friday. The only other thing I bought on Black Friday, you guys know I'm a basketball guy, De'Aaron Fox guy. They had some pretty good deals on the mega boxes from 2017 Optic with Tatum, Fox, Mitchell, Anunoby, Bam Adebayo. And basically the way those mega boxes work, you get almost half the checklist per box in the yellow and red parallels. So I bought 2 of them. They were $100 a piece. I figured, why not?
Nick, did you buy anything on Black Friday?
I think it happened to be like a weird point where I had been spending a lot of money, common theme, but and I just like I think I used some of it on my buyback. So I traded all my buyback points for a bunch of singles, and I also got a couple wax boxes at like you know, Black Friday deal. So I got like a 22 Topps update hobby box, and but I honestly wish I was in a better spot to spend more like you were, John, where because I think like John, that 2023 Topps update blaster case was a steal, like you were saying. I mean, when you know you're getting it at 15, $16 a pop when they're really sell for like 25, 30, you feel better about it, and then it seems like you're able to make your money back way, way easier, and you can get some great cards. It's a super underrated set. I actually did write down like a little on a sticky note after like going through all blowouts deals about the best deals. 22 Topps update was one of the best deals. The hanger case was $1,000. The jumbo boxes were doing 175 a pop, and the hobbies were down to like $100. I thought that was crazy. And then can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I know some super high 19 Bowman draft was pretty reasonable, like $500, and Sapphire was down to 300. So I didn't get to really do too much with it, but there were a lot of good deals to be had.
Yeah, it's almost like one of those things you wait all year, right? It's like the national. The national for wax is Black Friday. At least it seems that way, and or the time between Thanksgiving and Christmas, because the Filmington made a really good video talking about I think he had 2020 or 2018 update holiday boxes were cheap. There was another Bowman product that was cheaper than it had been in a long time. And so if you got to be patient with that and just watch it like a hawk. But yeah, there can be some deals to be had out there around that time of the year. And I think even now till Christmas, there's going to be some more deals. But it's one of those things like, does patience pay off and stuff goes even lower? Or do they still want to move the product? Who really knows? But yeah, there you go. 2018 update blasters were $100. That's right. I forgot about that. That was crazy. The one you mentioned. So they were really cheap. when it came to Black Friday, and then they shot up to like $150, $200 or something like that. But yeah, you could have got them for a while for like $100.
And hey, for everybody watching, whoever's watching now live, whoever's watching in the future, you know, we're throwing out numbers here, and I think it's at some discretion here. You heard Nick say, hey man, my budget didn't call for ordering more. John said my account was here. I'm the same way. You know, you don't spend money you don't have. It's cardboard. Don't ruin your relationships with people. I don't have any relationships to ruin right now. Just Jack over here. So, dude, spend responsibly. I have been in a position where I've been just doing this for a while now, where I have like cycles. I spend a bunch, I grade a bunch, I sell a bunch, and I track it in a notebook. And I know, like I told somebody before, like I was not going to buy very much this fall. And I had spent less this fall than any fall for the last 5 years, because the update blasters were cheap. I really wasn't buying much else. I was getting free product with the buyback. And then all of a sudden these deals came back, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to put some money back into the hobby that I can afford to lose. And I don't need to get a penny back because I'm ahead on a lot of ways. But guys, don't just go. The best thing to me is find a good deal, buy a blaster box, you know, go get one hobby box, open it up, sell a few cards. And then Jake says when you sell 67K, you can buy more. You definitely can. But the crazy part is I have not touched that money. That money is in a bank account. I haven't even touched that, which is crazy to me.
That's crazy.
I've been just recycling and buying good products. I hope that comes across to people. John just is opening up a product right now that most people will say is trash. But dude, for $16 a box, it has tons of parallels in it. And people are still somebody get on eBay right now and look up what is a complete set of 2023 Topps Update selling for. I bet you it's 25 to 30 bucks still. People are buying those sets. So
that was my plan. Make complete sets. That's a little Christmas project for me. Try to get it done while I've got some days off for work coming up. You know, I wanted something fun to lead into Christmas for my channel, even though I wish more people would watch, but that's fine. It is what it is. I'm gonna still keep plugging away. I'm not gonna get on my soapbox here. I've done that before. It didn't really work out. But anyway, to me, that was just a fun factor. I'd worked so hard to get that card account back up to where I wanted it to, so I could redeploy in a fun way to buy cases. And the sour taste of the the Platinum Anniversary case was kind of past me, and I was like, all right, I saw you, and I was like, I just feel like this one's not going to be as hard to make your money back because you can definitely make complete sets. And I thought that's at least a third of the case right there, and maybe a quarter. And I thought between that and the Halloween parallels, that would get me almost halfway back. And then I look and I'm like, well, what else do I have to pull in a crazy sense? Yeah, sure, you could hit something amazing, but what else do you have to pull? If you pull a couple $20, $30, $40 cards, you pull 5 of them in a case. I mean, between that complete sets and the Halloween parallels, you're probably almost at least 2/3 of the way back. And I thought for the fun factor, yes, it's a grind, but for the fun factor and for 20 videos or 25 videos on my channel, I thought, why the hell not?
And guys, John's doing the work. I've seen Nick do the work. He goes live and he's selling some cards. He's selling cards on eBay. He's going to shows. It's work. There's so many people who open up a product and they see junk paper, but you got to be willing to sell some of that stuff. If you're a person that I'm not talking to the people who there's some people who open a box and don't sell one card at all and keep them all. That's a whole different breed. Like I don't know how those guys can do it consistently, because I got to move some stuff to keep opening. I like to open, and like tonight, I pull a huge Ohtani card. That's why I like to open.
Are you
Like,
gonna grade that?
No, there's a corner, and I don't like grading relics. It looks.
Yeah, I was curious.
I don't think so, but
You
like,
gonna sell it?
we'll see. I might hold on to that one for a while.
You might hold that one for a while. Okay.
I'm probably going to grade that Julio, though. The Julio looked nice. And then when the springtime comes around, his prices are trending back up again already. But it's been a roller coaster. It's been a fun year so far. And I was just kind of looking at our list.
I mean, it's crazy to think that the off season's already halfway over for baseball almost. Winter meetings are happening, and you've got players, player movement happening, and you've got, pitchers and catchers reporting, and not too far into the distant future, like maybe 8 weeks away, something like that. It's not
nuts,
a lot,
man. We've had tons of people commenting on Ohtani tonight. Nobody knows where he's going, but we do know where Juan Soto's going. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's a huge shot in the arm of life that the Yankees needed. They kind of got away from what they used to be, buying all these huge free agents and being, this dominant franchise. And I think they needed to kind of make a huge splash. And it almost seemed like it was a situation where the Mets were in last year, where they had this new owner. There were these huge free agents on the table, and you had to make a huge impact and a huge splash, and went out and got Verlander and Scherzer. The Yankees, they were trying with what they had, trying to get these, guys who were kind of on the tail end of their careers that used to be superstars, Josh Donaldson, Giancarlo Stanton getting hurt left and right. And I think they needed to go out and get a huge young superstar like this to put in between, Judge and like their core guys. So I think that's a huge addition. Obviously, they traded for him, so it's just for this year for now. But I think that's a huge, piece that the Yankees need to fill. And if they can get a few pitchers, they'll be in contention for a World Series.
Dude, Soto is a stud. I was hoping my Cubbies would get him.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I think every team would love to have Ohtani, but I'm scared about getting even if let's say the Cubs or the Mets or the Blue Jays or whoever $50 million a year, guys, can really put you back if he can't pitch. You traded prospects who are not proven for Soto for a year. That dude's a stud. And then if he has a great year, he's gonna be like, I'll just sign with the Yankees again and have a blast. You know what I mean? Like, Soto's a freaking stud too.
Yeah, I think White Sox Tom is right. I do worry about the Yankees pitching, though. It's not that great, and the pitching does win championships in many regards. I think every year can be a little different, but the Astros had great pitching, and back in the day, the Giants used to have good pitching. But every series can be different. You just never know. That is such a stacked division, though. It's going to be, even though the Yankees should be back, it's just going to be really hard to get out of that division and have a great chance at a number one seed or something like that, because you've got the Rays, you've got the Orioles on the up and coming, trajectory. We talked a little bit about this before we went live. It's just, Ohtani to the Blue Jays. Does that really make sense? Can you imagine? You've got the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, the Rays. If Wander comes back, who knows what the hell is going to happen there? We're not lawyers. We don't know. But, you could speculate a little bit. Josh Giddey is still playing in the NBA, by the way.
Yeah.
Had the exact same accusations, and they never took him off the court. Rob Manfred is I don't want to swear. I was going to say the P word. He is a bit of that. He is a bit of a pussy willow. So, I don't know why, but I feel like that was a Rob Manfred decision. We're not going to get political here, but he took the All-Star game out of Atlanta because of a voting rule. He is a pussy willow. I'm pretty sure he had something to do with that. Adam Silver could have easily taken Josh Giddey off the court. In many regards, you would have said that would probably happen. He didn't do anything. They just gotta
Nothing.
let the legal process play out. So why couldn't they have done that with Wander? Why? He's not arrested. Nobody arrested him. I don't want to get too much on a soapbox here about Wander, but
Yeah.
going back to that division, if Wander comes back, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, and I mean, there's no way 5 teams can make the playoffs. Somebody's going to be on the outside looking in.
Dude.
There's going to be a team that should be in the playoffs that's not in the playoffs because their division is so stacked. It's going to be a division of 5 teams that all are just loaded. I mean, like you said, the Orioles are going to be even better than they were last year, and they've got like an Atlanta Braves caliber foundation of their team where they're so young and they have so many young guys with a nice mix of, you know, veterans where, I mean, you put Jackson Holiday at your starting shortstop potentially opening day. This kid is, I think he's going to be unbelievable. Shot through the ranks, the minor leagues, got like one of the smoothest, you know, swings I've ever seen. And obviously growing up with Matt Holliday as your dad is pretty insane. And like you're not going to hold down the Red Sox for too long. You know, they got some huge prospects coming up through the ranks. Hopefully soon, Blaze Jordan, Marcelo Meyer will be coming back up. I'm sure they're going to go trade for somebody. The Yankees, Evil Empire's coming back. And like you said, you know, with the Rays, potentially Wander coming back, or if not, they should have some reinforcements pitching with Shane Baz, hopefully coming back from that elbow injury. And Junior Caminero should be a nice new piece to their puzzle. McClanahan hopefully comes back.
Yeah.
And then the Blue Jays they were in the playoffs this past year. They're not too far away. Like you said, if they get Ohtani, who's to say they're not going to go all the way. So it's just, I'm excited for 2024 baseball, not just the AL East, but across the board. There's so many talented teams and so many huge prospects that are finally coming to fruition that I think that it's going to be super exciting.
We're going to touch on 2024 like very briefly, but it came across my feed and I've been subscribed to these guys, the Baseball Bat Bros. If you guys are baseball fans, the Baseball Bat Bros had the holidays on, and I've enjoyed the Baseball Bat Bro guy. I don't know his name. I've watched his stuff for a long time, but he had the holidays on, and dude, that episode was awesome. And Matt Holliday is still jacked, dude.
Oh yeah, I was going to say that. Matt Holliday still got it. Oh my god, that dude is like, he's still jacked. Yeah.
But so getting
he looks like a bodybuilder.
I know. That's in their workout their workout area they have at home is awesome. And then that episode when they're playing pickleball at the end is cracking me up, cool. Dude. But like 2024, we were talking right before we went on. I want to open up product. I like open up product, but I think I'm just going to save all my money and try to milk this stuff out through the spring and wait till Topps Chrome next summer when Ellie De La Cruz is on there, when Jason Dominguez is in there, Jackson Troyo is probably going to be in there because the Brewers are going to bring him up. Jackson Holiday could be in there. There's other dudes, Pete Crow Armstrong for my Cubbies. What other guys were brought up at the end of last year? Topps Chrome 2024 is going to be freaking loaded, guys. I mean loaded. Mello says Evan Carter.
Great call.
Dude, 2024, I think we just save all our money for Topps Chrome next year. And then if it has the buyback again.
Oh, no brainer. Yeah. No brainer.
True.
And then you just go get more.
Well, hopefully Topps isn't listening to this live right now because they'll think everybody else is going to do the same thing, and then they'll print the crap out of it and they'll water it down, and then nobody will want it, or the QC will be crap. Exactly. I hope they don't screw it up. I mean, if it was a repeat of this year with a very, very good checklist, it would be a great product.
Henry,
and the shorter printed ones, the logo fractor, the Ben Baller, the gilded, those will be even better.
Everything.
Dude, next year could be awesome. I really need. Hey, can somebody please, Mello, somebody kick me in the yam bags and say, do not, even jumbos, don't buy any Series 1, don't buy any Series 1, don't buy any Series 1, and just wait and wait. And we're all going to buy Bowman 2024 anyway, but just after that, wait for Topps Chrome.
Well, I think Series 1 is a trust, but not trust, but verify. But watch it first. If they make it better, like surely they cannot go back to the formula that they had in 2023 Series 1, which was god awful.
It was jumbos or bust.
Like that was horrible. They need to repeat whatever, if they're paying attention to anything, whatever you guys did with Update, even though the checklist was subpar, do that again. You can print more, sure.
So good.
Fair enough, but evenly distribute everything, make it fun, get rid of those stupid relics, insert a springtime parallel or you obviously got Memorial Day camo already, but you go with like Easter or you go with St. Patrick's Day or something like that. Make it fun for kids, make it fun for adults, make it fun for everybody so that as the baseball season arrives, that is a product that even though it's paper and they're going to print the crap out of it, don't make it god awful to open to where nobody wants it. Because that they have to have learned from, I should say that, right? They probably never learn. But one would say they have to have learned that they're sitting on a mountain of this stuff. Like the blasters that they were selling at the National when they were doing the redemption packs, right? Nobody wanted those. And the only reason they were selling is because of the redemption packs. They couldn't sell those for $5 or $10. And that can't be good for business. I mean, if those were available on cases right now on blowout cards, they wouldn't be $400. They'd be $150.
Dude, they're still
they were
Series
so
1.
bad.
I understand it's the release, but man, Series 1 this year was so bad. And, except for jumbos and King of Deals Stu, if he's watching still, he got me a killer deal on some jumbos for that price. Like I think he got, there was like 110 or 115 a jumbo, which is amazing at this day and age.
Yeah.
But looking ahead to next year, that rookie class is going to be nasty. And I'm loving baseball that they're bringing these young guys up quicker. But let's change gears a little bit. Real quickly, John got some, but Donruss football went up on Target early this morning. Megas, they sold out fast. They went back for sale. They sold out again. Blasters went up. I think Eddie and Mello, who they are heavily into football, dude, those downtowns are no joke. They can carry a product.
Yeah, I agree. I tell you what, I got lucky on that because I wasn't even looking for cards. Like, you used to be like if you wake up in the morning, Target drops were like a thing, right? And it was like every other week you get a chance at a Target drop and maybe it'll be on a Wednesday or a Tuesday. But this time it was like a Friday morning. I happened to check my phone and I was like, I'm just curious if there's anything new that's on the website. And I saw the Donruss Blasters for sale. I was like, well, when the hell did that go up there? And then the Megas were sold out. And I thought, I don't really like buying football product, but what the hell? I'll buy a couple of them. And then later in the day, I was like, I clicked my phone and it said, message me when it goes back live or whatever, when it's in stock. And that was for the Megas. And we were setting up Batter Up, and literally at like 3:35, it went live. And I just happened to be looking at my phone. I was like, oh, well, let me see if I can grab a couple. And so I did. That was total luck. Like, it's not like you're waiting there. I mean, it literally, just lucked out on that one. But yeah, you're right. It can carry a product. Those downtown inserts, the card community in football, they care deeply about those. And there's some rabid people interested in them. So.
Nick, do you ever open any football or any basketball at all?
Not really. I think as a kid, I used to grab a few packs here and there, but it's just hard for me to keep up as it is with all the product that I open, that it would just be too much for me to I'm sure I would love it. And I do watch some videos here and there and, I'll see some cards at card shows of, football cards. And I'm like, oh, I really like that card and like to have it, but I know it just doesn't make sense for me at this current time to get into it. I do love watching the NFL and football. I follow the players and everything, but I stick to baseball mainly. So I couldn't even tell you the latest football product that came out, or I know what a downtown is, but I don't know like the ins and outs of all the different football releases like I do with baseball. But I think it's great for the hobby. But it sounds like those blasters are pretty hot, John, where you can get downtown for a pretty fair price. Is that
Yeah,
one that usually sells out in the first like 10 minutes or so?
yeah, you can get the like 20 box cases usually get about one downtown per case. So they're about the same rate
Wow.
of pulls as you can like HFAs. They're not always guaranteed, but you usually see them come out about one per case. So I think there are 11 packs per box, 8 cards per pack or something like that. It ends up being, you do the math, it's like 1 in every 200 packs is usually a downtown. But they have vet downtowns. Like, if you watch Sky B, he's got like 50,000 subscribers. But he opened a case this morning that he recorded, and he had Joe Montana downtown come out of the last box. So you can
Wow.
get some good vets, and then you get the rookies. Like if he'd have pulled a CJ Stroud downtown, that would have been no joke. That would have been worth several cases probably. But
Wow.
but yeah, they put that in retail. It's not in every retail format. I think it's only in the megas and the blasters. I don't think it's in the fat packs. But they don't think they make hanger boxes anymore. But used to like the hanger boxes when they did that. But yeah, I bought 3 of each. So what the hell?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Donruss football, baby. And then, hey, John has a little basketball update for us with this little in-season tournament dealio. I have not followed that at all. The courts look so jacked up to me. I hate the looks of the court, but
You're
I
not
haven't
wrong
followed
there.
it. Say that again.
You're not wrong. Those courts are god awful. They are not easy on the eyes. I don't know how they screwed the Vegas court up. I saw the highlights last night. The Pacers took out the Bucks and the Lakers took out the Pels. But for some reason they thought it'd be a great idea to have a red court with a blue line right down the middle of it, as thick as the free throw line. And I thought, whoever designed this, like, they just, I don't know. The Kings had a really good court. It was a gray court with a blue line because they were in their alternate jerseys. It looked really clean. The Bucks had a great court. It was a beige court, almost looked a little wood grain, with a green and a blue line down the middle. That looked fair. These red courts and the Pacers with their fluorescent blue and the Lakers with purple, and it's just too much. But the basketball is really good. I will say that it's a fun way to jazz up the pre-Christmas season for the NBA, because let's be honest, the NBA season starts at Christmas. Christmas Day with the 5 games, the classic 5 games. To me, it doesn't get any better than that. Thanksgiving football, yeah, I like Thanksgiving football, fair, but I love Christmas basketball. 5 games, it's all day. Have it on in the background during Christmas Day. Have it on the big screen here, and just, hope for some really great matchups down to the wire. But this in-season tournament, I think everybody was unsure what to expect. The pool play, the way it worked, I don't know if your audience knows, but you basically had 5 teams in your pod. You played every team one time, and the winning team from the pod advanced to the quarterfinals, and then the next best team there were 3 automatic bids, then there was a wild card, and the wild card was the biggest point differential amongst the teams that had tied records. So one thing that was weird about this is teams are scoring during garbage time, trying to run up the score because it guaranteed them a chance at advancing. That's exactly what happened. And it was so weird. It was like, that's not sportsmanship. And everybody was like, that, like booing. And it's like, you guys don't realize, like, literally that's the rule. Like, if these guys don't run up the score right now, they're blowing them out. Like if they don't run up the score, they could be out, right? So they don't want to let them back in the game. And quarterfinals happened. In the East, you had 4 really good teams. You had the Bucks, the Knicks, Pacers, and the Celtics. The Pacers and the Bucks advanced. Pacers were an up-and-coming team. Obviously, I live in the Indy area, so I do watch them from time to time. Being a Kings fan as well, Halliburton was on the Kings. Now he's on the Pacers. That was part of that big trade. Then in the West, you had the Lakers, the Suns, which were no-brainers because they're pretty good teams. I mean, obviously the Lakers, they wanted it for a TV audience. And then the Suns, with KD, you never knew what was going to happen there. But then you had the Kings. The Kings were 4-0 in their pod. And then the Pelicans. Unfortunately, the Pels beat the Kings. That's the 3rd time in a row the Kings have lost to the Pels this year. And then the Lakers beat the Suns, and so the Lakers won yesterday. Now tomorrow, I'm again summing this up. Trust me, almost done. Tomorrow you have the Pacers against the Lakers, 2 teams with 6 letters in their name, both ending in ERS. They must have seen it that way. Nobody laughed. You guys didn't laugh.
Sorry.
Literally like Lakers, Pacers, ERS, right?
That was good. That was a good one.
But anyway, so they're going to have the finals tomorrow for that Halliburton against LeBron. I mean, could this be an NBA Finals preview? Probably not. But still, it's darn fun to watch. And as a person that lives in Indy, heck, I got a reason to watch that game tomorrow to see what happens with the Pacers and see if they can pull this one out. Because nobody would have seen them winning this in-season tournament several weeks ago. But I will say, it's been fun to watch. And the Kings, they were so close. They just needed to beat the Pels. I think they would have beat the Lakers. And I think they would have been playing the Pacers. So
I think it's a cool concept because I knew about it. And keep in mind, as a kid, man, I used to be all about basketball. And I've kind of gravitated towards college basketball. And I don't want to go all in on too many things. But I knew about it. So it draws attention, which I think more sports need to do these days to draw attention in season. Because, like the baseball season too, man, when your team's out of it, it's like, you're like, okay, I'm done watching. But there's a lot of ways, and I'm a NASCAR fan. And dude, NASCAR can really suck at times, depending on. And I know a lot of people don't watch racing, but John appreciates the motorsports because he watches some F1 and all that stuff too. But there could be times in the season where like this is not exciting at all, and you need some cool stuff to draw you back in. But
yeah, no, I agree. I think the baseball teams and even hockey can learn something from the success of this if it is successful. It made the teams care more about the early part of the season. Obviously, in the NFL, injuries are a huge concern. And I totally get not wanting to play extra games. That makes total sense. And having a wonky schedule, fair enough. They had to travel to Vegas for this tournament. But the baseball season is long enough where they could fit something like this in. They always take the break for the World Baseball Classic. That's kind of a similar concept, right? During spring training, they did that. They could do something similar for baseball that makes the May, early June timeframe a little bit more meaningful. Because honestly, nobody cares about baseball until after the All-Star break, most likely. They care about opening day, and they care about the All-Star break, and after the All-Star break, and then October. There's a lot of other games in between that a lot of eyeballs don't watch, but I'm just speaking from my perspective. I don't know about everybody, but they did shorten the game this year, which made that a lot more of an enjoyable experience, and I hope they continue that, but they could certainly improve it even more.
Yeah, those rule changes really made baseball this year more exciting for me. And I think the ratings were up too. I'd really like to go look at that.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think the speed of the game made a big difference. And then I think the diversity of talent, a lot of teams with younger stars that are fun to watch. You know, Corbin Carroll and Josh Young and Adley Rushman and Gunnar Henderson playing absolutely out of their mind. And you know, Ellie De La Cruz during the height of the June timeframe. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of all those things that makes for a more enjoyable fan experience. But yeah, enough on the NBA.
So
Kings lost, and I didn't lose any sleep about it, but I was pissed.
what do you guys think about this? Somebody, I've noticed this because on my timeline a while ago on Facebook. Again, we're older, so I'm on Facebook. On this day, Topps released, I don't know what day it was. It's been a while now. The image for last year's design with Adley Rutschman on it, and I started thinking like, well, why isn't it out? Why isn't it out? And I have come to the conclusion myself that the way that Fanatics is now marketing Topps products with these commercials, that they're just going to wait until it gets closer to release, and they're going to run a full out campaign and then finally put out the image. I think they've been waiting to get the hype early, because it's like it's never made sense, because you see the image in October, November, and then you go 6 months before the release comes out, right? I think they're waiting, and I'm excited to see what next year's product looks like.
Oh yeah, you're right. We haven't seen the preview, the image.
No.
You know what it looks like. This year was a throwback to 83, I think, or 83/84. My guess is you might see next year be sort of a throwback to 85, maybe. So you might see a bigger font across the top. Not to say it would match, but something bigger like that. I don't know. That's just an idea. But
Any thoughts, Nick?
Somebody commented. I made a comment about downtowns not being in fat packs, and William said that they are. They haven't in the past. Last year, at least, or 2 years ago, they weren't in fat packs. So that's where I was basing my judgment on. But if they are back in fat packs, I know the Card Giants had a deal on those fat pack boxes that you could have got them for like 30% off, and they would have cost you like $50 or something like that, $55. I'm sure they're going to be impossible to pull. It's probably like 1 in every 4 boxes, but still, maybe that's not terrible if you can pull a downtown out of a fat pack. For the right price, anything is a buy.
Yeah, dude, you're 100%. Yeah.
I mean, it's the truth with everything, right? Even junk wax. If it was $2 for a case, sure.
I told the manager 2 weeks ago at Meijer. I see him every now and then. The manager, not the guy, not the lady who stocks, but the manager. I when you're going in enough times, you see these people, and I also do my shopping there too. So we've talked before, and he goes, "You haven't bought anything in a while." I said, "The prices are too high." I said, "If these holiday megas were $20 a piece, I would buy all the holiday megas that are here." I said, "But they're 30." And I said, "The prices are just too high." I said, once they come back to normal, like you said, every product has a price that's a good value. And I think good consumers, you shouldn't be going buying a $700 box of freaking Bowman Draft. That's a car payment. That's more than most people's car payment. That's a really nice car payment,
Yeah.
That's not a good value in my opinion.
You really got to think about how much money you're actually spending and how you could spend that elsewhere relatively. Like, you could have spent that money on a Bowman Draft 1 box on almost an entire 2022 Topps Update hanger case, like what you got. And how much better off you're 10 times, 100 times better off with that, and nickeling and diming, getting these more safe bets where you could pull something crazy like a Julio SSP rather than trying to roll the dice on 3 autographs in a super jumbo box for somebody that may never even make the big leagues. So it's that just goes back to our point we were talking about earlier. there's a price for every box. I think we're going to start to see more and more deals where if a product like Holiday or Heritage is sitting on the shelves, I don't think we're going to see the price stay at what it was started at for as long as it has been. I think that stuff needs to turn over quicker with the nature of
Yeah.
card shops and trading and dealing and everything. So I think we'll see more of that and stuff like that. So yeah.
I think that's a good call. That's a good call, Nick. When it comes to cash flow and turnover, I think a lot of, I know that one of the things that many people, we didn't even talk about this subject, but repacks, that was the big thing.
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks ago, like if any YouTuber made a video, they were sure as hell talking about Arena Club repacks or their own repacks or how bad a backyard break repacks were. Repack. And,
I love it.
MJ Holding and Excel Marketing over the course of 2022 and 2023, they did what they could to repack products to get somebody to buy the junk products that nobody wanted. But you're right. They need to maybe, I don't even think they're selling through those. So you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. You can massage a turd and it's still a turd. And so I think it's a saying I heard once.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, we used to say that in the foundry. We used to say, "Hey, it's still a turd. It's still a turd, man."
Oh, that's great.
You can shine it up all you want, but it's still a turd. So it's the bad products are still bad products no matter how you repackage them. I think they just need to lower the prices. I know they wanted to tamp down the enthusiasm of the pandemic with the card boom, and I get it. I totally get it. But you go too high, you print too much, and then eventually this stuff gets stale. It pisses people off. For the right price, I'll buy any product. Maybe not any product, but a lot of products. For the right price, I finally, caved and bought 2023 Update. I wasn't going to buy any of it. But for the right price, which I said in my video, for the right price, I might want to buy some of a certain product. Yes, I maybe went back on my word, but the card companies and the manufacturer, card companies are the manufacturers, but the card companies and the distributors need to do more of that. Lower the prices, incentivize the purchase.
Yeah, like 2022, the Heritage Blasters we were talking about for $10. Like I'm not waking up and thinking, oh boy, I want to go get some 22 Heritage, hobbies or blaster today, hunting some Bobby Witt or Julio. But at the right price, it becomes, realistic where it makes sense. And otherwise, that product's just going to sit there for years and years, and nobody's going to even think about it. And I think that's exactly you're exactly right in saying that. I think we need more and more of that. It makes things fair and makes for a freer market. So we'll see.
I agree. I mean, I think the MVP buyback is a step in that direction.
Yes.
And I think more of that sort of behavior needs to happen so that it improves cash flow. Because even if they're saying they're giving away so much money, I mean, they're probably still making money. There's no doubt about that. So they can do that. And the more interest you drive by doing that sort of thing, it will drive more people to rip the product, to trade the product, to grade the product. And it just helps the whole ecosystem. The ecosystem will come to a grinding halt if the prices are too high, the grading prices are too high. I mean, I'm stating the obvious here, but that's where we were headed. And I think it's good to see a little bit of, the pendulum swinging the other way, at least temporarily. But I think as consumers, we just got to be patient as well. Be tight with your wallet. Be very, very tight. I mean, don't go crazy. Like you said earlier, don't spend money you don't have. I could afford to lose the $600 on the case because I'd sold a bunch of stuff I graded. I'd sold a bunch of other stuff. So I had a bunch of cash sitting on the sidelines, and I was like, I want to have some fun. What do I want to buy with the fun? And I had to flip a coin, Update hangers or the blaster case. And I don't know, for the fun factor, I went for the blaster case. Maybe it won't pay off. Maybe it'll be a bad idea. But
I think that was a good call, man. Those things are good. Another thing too, like in a couple months, I don't know how long it took them to put a lot of these products on clearance, getting away from repacks, but just like I went to Target today after school to try to find a update blaster box to do a box battle. They didn't have any update blaster boxes, but they had, dude, there's tons of archives on the shelf. There's just tons of product all over that people aren't going to buy. There's still Allen and Ginter all over the shelf.
Yeah, you're right. There's just too much old stale stuff that nobody's going to buy, even at the discounted $17 a box. It really needs to be about $10.
If you put it at 10, it's like that starts to get people
$10, you might break even. Heck, I've had to sell stuff at a loss. It's not really a business to me. It's a hobby, right?
It is a hobby.
To MJ Holding, it's a business. They probably don't want to lose money on anything. So they'll do whatever they can, but that inventory cost has to be high too. And so I don't know. To me, they should be negotiating with the manufacturers to get more good products in retail that people will want, that maybe they can charge a premium for, or at least hold the prices steady, that are going to create steady demand. And they should be pissed off when they have to carry inventory from manufacturers that nobody wants because the quality control sucks or because it's printed way too much and it's priced too high from the manufacturer. They should be pissed as hell about that.
Dude, they get rid of a product like Topps Fire hobby boxes at Target. I wish they would, like, those are products that sell and they're actually decent. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind them getting rid of Topps Fire, but just leave the hobby boxes and don't do a huge run and they'll sell them all. I like that product. You know what I mean? But it seems like they just keep throwing out every year the same old. And
yeah. I think Peds went to go. Sorry, Brett. I thought you were pausing there. You said Peds went to go buy 2022 Heritage. I think you went to go spend your Topps points because you realized you had like 8 million points.
No, dude. I tried to pull it up, but it started like slowing down the stream on my end. And I tried pulling it up on my phone. And for some reason, it's just not. It says you have points, but I hit check your points and like nothing comes up. So I'm just gonna check after the stream and we'll figure it out. But I'm sure hopefully there's something.
Take a screenshot and send it in the chat.
Yeah.
One of the last things I had written down, and this was way down on the list because I had a big list tonight. I don't know if you guys saw, but I've been following the Uncommon app, which is their Real Breaks. Real Breaks is one of the biggest breakers. They did the Golden Mirror bounty. They got the bounty for Series 1. They got the Golden Mirror bounty for Series 2. And the one guy is kind of the face of it. He's not necessarily working for the shop, but he's also kind of with them, associated. I could go into that, but I'm not going to. But they had an episode. I don't know if I sent it to you guys. He brought in a wheelbarrow with all the buyback into one of the Real Break shops. Did you guys see how much? Did you guys see how much he had in the wheelbarrow?
No.
It was like $125,000 worth of
holy cow
Ohtanis.
That's crazy.
So
how much product do you have to rip to get that much?
That's what I want to know.
Okay,
you got to rip like millions of dollars of product to get that much.
I don't want to speculate because I actually like the guys. Real Breaks, they do. I've only been in one of their breaks, but I've watched their breaks to see product getting open because they open so much of it real fast, and you can get an idea. And they do nice recaps. So I think they were buying all this off of Facebook groups for 75% of the value, and dude. I said this. If you're a hobby shop, I don't know why you weren't doing this anyway. It's a free 25%. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a big hobby shop and you have cash flow, you go buy $125,000 worth of cards, you just gain 25% money. Now, granted, Topps is not giving these guys cash back for these cards, But Real Brakes is going to take that $125,000. They're going to spend it, and they're going to get that 25% back. So it's really a great buy for them. Again,
Yeah.
I don't know if that guy. I'm assuming, and I don't want to discredit them, but I feel like he's a front man for Real Brakes. He's not a worker for them, but they fund it because, dude, I don't know. Again, they helped him get those gold mirror bounties. Dude, those bounties were huge, man. Like, and they did not do
They
an
cashed those
update
in at the
bounty because
National, right?
they would have won that too.
Was that the guy that cashed him at the National, or is that somebody else?
That was the guy, and he's kind of with Real Brakes. He's associated with them, but he won both those bounties. Those bounties
Dude,
were those bounties
that's
100,
crazy.
150 or 250? Was it
250. They were
250,000? Yeah, man.
Didn't they have $1 million bounty on a PSA 10 of the entire 990 card SSP?
Yes.
That's still out there, right? Nobody's.
Yes.
That's insane.
Wait,
Nobody's.
how much was the bounty?
$1 million. But you had to have.
So if you had the whole set in 10.
You had to have all 990 cards, and they all had to be PSA 10s.
Oh, that's impossible.
That one is impossible.
I feel like that'll never
happen. $10
happen.
million bounty. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, there's no way. That seems so far-fetched to get that one.
Dude, it's crazy. But man,
do you guys like that though? That buyback do you like that bounty kind of deal that they're doing more and more frequently, or do you think that's kind of a gimmicky thing?
I thought it was cool. I think it's cool. I like bounties when you don't have to put your I don't like when breakers have a rolling bounty, but
yeah,
but like that kind of bounty, I think is great. And
I agree.
Dude, if you happen to hit one of the bounty cards, it's life changing. Not only the card, but it's like, man, it's instant cash. You don't have to. You know what I mean? Like, it's huge.
Yeah,
like
100%.
if you pull that Volpe card, it's like bingo. You know, like I think
there might be a kid who pulled that on Christmas morning.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I don't know. I'm going to get back to Filtbomb breaks. They put up that 100 caser. They put up a $5,000 bounty. The first person that hits a superfractor gets $5,000 in break credit. Now, dudes, some of these guys' spots. I mean, the one kid from the Rangers, it was a $30,000 spot. That's how much it cost.
Wyatt Langford.
Yeah,
he's
Langford.
A monster.
Tom Brady was 10,000, and I thought he'd be more. But I'm really interested in watching some of that breaks on Fanatics Live.
When is that?
It's on the 12th. They're doing it on the 12th. And then somebody mentioned in the chat, Houdini on YouTube, he's doing 100 caser, and he usually does 100 caser of regular, not the HTA, but the regulars. And he does them like one case at a time. And I'll throw up if I'm home and there's a football game on a Sunday, I'll mute the football game, or I'll vice versa if it's an interesting game that I'm watching, and I'll watch them simultaneously and just kind of see what's coming out. But dude, what craziness. You guys got any other topics tonight?
No, I think.
What about the chat?
We'll tease one topic. We'll do a batter up year in review between now and New Year's. We'll definitely be back on a regular schedule. Like I said, our football schedule and like other things just kind of got in the way. We were trying to work out some dates as often as we could, and we just never made it happen. So we made it happen tonight. We're going to do more episodes between now and the end of the year. We will do a very broad year in review episode where I think we'll put a little bit of planning into it, kind of give you guys our thoughts on all the products for the year, all the sports for the year, everything like that. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, okay, so maybe the chat or even you guys right now, I just wrote down a couple. So we're gonna have like the product of the year. we're gonna do maybe the value product of the year, like which one, like a low end product. We could probably do a high end product of the year, and we'll do like the trash bag. What was the worst product? And we're talking only within the Topps realm of Bowman and Topps, because I don't want to get into Panini, because we could just let's
We
label
can just
Panini as
bash
trash all the
Panini
way.
all we
I'm
want.
sorry,
They-
Panini.
Yeah, that could get ugly.
But are you guys have any other thoughts of like what we could add?
I think the other thing is like the card, the emergent players of the year when it comes to card markets, like people you didn't have your eye on, but you do now. And then like the guys that were total busts. I think that'd be fun. Then the upcoming year, like the sleeper of the year, like JV baseball cards mentioned for like the following, the upcoming year. Who might that be? Put your top 5 list together. Do a little bit of research. Think about that one. Not that we're trying to influence the market, but it's always fun to speculate, right? You can go look at the odds markets and you can kind of guesstimate like where people, rookie of the year or, improved player, and you just kind of look at those odds markets and you can get a sense where the crowd's at. See if there's any hidden gems in there that you might think would be interesting. And then teams that you think are good for next year, given the fact that we just had the Rangers win the World Series. I don't think anybody saw that coming. And the Diamondbacks were in the World Series, and I don't think anybody saw that coming. So what's going to happen next year? We just don't know. Is it going to be the same old, same old? Is it going to be the Dodgers, Yankees? Probably not. But that's the fun of it. I guarantee one thing.
Who's going to be the rookie of the year, maybe?
Sorry, say that again, Peds.
Who's going to be like the rookie of the year? Maybe like I know you kind of covered all those bases, but like if Jackson Holiday or who's going to be the breakout guy? Who knows?
Who knows, right? You could always look at the odds markets and figure out who the betting favorites are. I mean, I'm sure you can place a wager right now on these preseason awards for like Jackson Holiday to win Rookie of the Year or somebody like that. Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
It's probably already on here. I'm gonna check.
One of the last things that I actually forgot to write this down today. I went to the Chicagoland Sports Spectacular a few weeks ago. It was the week before Thanksgiving. And I went on Saturday, and when I went, I like to get there early. I just like to walk in as early as I can. And when I walked in, man, that show was, it was a ghost town. I was like, there's nobody here. There's no line. And then usually this show is lit. And usually there's people waiting to get in. And then I'm like, this show's a bust. And about an hour and a half later, the room was packed. It's just like, I don't know if people slept in, but the show went from being a ghost town to like real busy. And I was kind of concerned. And I'm like, man, this was end up being a good show. And I talked to a lot of vendors there, and they said they were doing well on Friday. And they said they sold a lot of stuff Friday. And then Saturday, one guy said, he's like, man, I've already made my day and it's noon. And so people are still spending money within the hobby. And we talk about money in the hobby because there's various collectors to be able to, we have people like us who open the product. We need to sell that product to open more product, right? Because I think the three of us consider ourselves openers. And, there's collectors who open and just put it away. And then there's some people who only buy singles. And shows need those guys to buy those singles, We're on eBay too. And it's an interesting cycle. So it was great to see the show end up being pretty freaking packed by the time I left. It was really packed, actually. But John, I don't think you've been in any shows recently. Peds, you went to a show semi-recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been to a couple of shows here and there. I've been busy the last weekend, but planning on going to a show tomorrow, so I'll check that out, see how it goes. I mean, sometimes the smaller shows even shows that aren't the most mainstream turn out to be the best shows. So Brett was saying he goes and talks to a lot of dealers. I think that's a point that needs to be stressed more. Like when you go to these shows, it's really important to like talk to these dealers and get to know them and meet them and tell them, who you collect, who you like, and when they see you around like more often, you get to know more and more people, and it kind of helps out because they'll give you better deals. They'll point you in the right direction if you're a good person. You never know where that can end up at. I think the shows that I've been to, I've seen less and less traffic. Kind of what Brett said he saw in the first part of that Chicago show. I don't know if I think it's a mix of a product of, things slowing down a little bit, but also a product of, in my area, it seems like there's always like 3 or 4 shows all at the same time at different areas. So it kind of waters down. I think it almost gets a little too show crazy with people. Oh, we got to have a show every single week, at least in my neck of the woods. That's what I'm seeing. But I mean, I love shows. I'm not saying like stop it or anything, but I definitely think that's kind of the way things have been going. But I still see a lot of people spending serious cash, and the dealers who are there, who are the staples of the shows are, they're staying, and people are the big buyers are always buying, and there's going to be ebbs and flows in the market, but it's always going to go, I think, in the right direction. So.
Yeah, I haven't gone to a card show lately, although we do have one next week. I did skip the last one. The card show before that, though, I went there unexpectedly. I just bought one Fox card. That was right before the season started, and I actually sold that card. And I flipped a card. I flipped a card from a card show literally like the very next week. You'd think I'd keep it, but I saw somebody had sold one for well over what I paid for it, and I was like, I'm just going to list it, buy it now, right around that price, and see if it sells. And sure enough, it did. And I was like, okay, I'm happy with that.
pay for your show. That's always good.
Sometimes you got to do that even with players you like. And I didn't think the card had super great eye appeal. It had a color clash. It was a red parallel. I don't see a lot of them. It's a low pop card. But it wasn't my favorite, and I was going to be willing to add it, but then when I saw the price spike, I was like, I got to sell this.
You guys want to see my most recent impulse buy that I just had to have?
Let's see it.
Is it YouTube appropriate?
So yeah, oh yeah. So I went to Goodwill. I went to Goodwill. I went to Goodwill to walk around, and I just had to buy these. It was $3, and it just caught my eye. It's not card related, but I think it's cool. I saw one of those repacked golf balls, and again, it was $3. There was 8 golf balls in there, and the 4 of them caught my eyes why I bought it. But then there's a Callaway, one of the it was a high-end ball. It was a $5 ball in there. I'm like, I can't lose. But I bought these Spider-Man, how do you say this? Volvic,
yeah.
That's
so
sick.
there was 4 of these. There was a pink one with Spider-Man. I had to have them for $3. I felt like
That's
these
cool.
are brand new. These are definitely not hit. I figure these are a couple bucks a ball. Dude, golf balls. You golf, John. Golf balls are freaking expensive these days.
I haven't bought. Speaking, golf balls are expensive. As many rounds of golf as I play, I have not bought a golf ball in well over 6 years. And the reason is, when I played all those rounds of golf on that one golf course years ago, I knew exactly where to go to shag all the golf balls, and I was the last one every day to play the course. And so there were people in front of me, nobody behind me. You know what I was going to do? Go in the woods. And I was, I would literally pick up Pro V. I had like 3 dozen Pro V1s. So I was like, I got enough golf balls for a long time.
If you bring a net,
I'll go show you guys. I will show you.
I love playing golf too. I'm not anywhere near as good as John, but I can't say that I haven't bought any golf balls because I shoot a lot in the woods, and it's just, it's you go through balls like they're water when you're an amateur like me,
Oh,
and it's a
dude,
tough game, Brett.
I'm terrible at golf because
I got
look
enough
at John.
golf balls to last me a long time.
Oh my God,
That's only half of them. That's only half.
you've got a lifetime supply.
I am terrible at golf, but I enjoy golf. And I'm a person that if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. I'm gonna go. If I'm gonna go, I'm gonna get a nice set of clubs. I don't need the most high-end clubs. I'm gonna go. I need to learn how to actually swing because I'm too violent. I have that old baseball swing, and I hook
That's what I
everything
had.
because I swing so damn hard. And
Yeah,
but anyway, like I enjoy the sport, and like when I was in Goodwill, I'm like, wait a sec. So that Callaway, I just looked it up. It was it was a Stars and Stripes ball. It was a premium ball. That one's brand new. That's a $5 ball, brand new. I'm like, I gotta have those balls. So it was a good buy. Plus, so anyway, I love golf. I like watching golf too, and
We
man,
can. I was gonna say we probably wrap it up soon if you guys
Yeah.
want, but
Yeah,
like I said, I could go
Yeah.
for 2 hours. But speaking of
Yeah.
golf, I'll leave you with a funny moment from last weekend. So another reason we couldn't do Batter Up last weekend is I was down in Alabama at a cross country race for my son. He was a senior in high school. It was his very last race, and the team was going to go to Topgolf over in Huntsville. And this was after dinner, and they were they were going to eat dinner there. Take that back. We're going to do dinner at Topgolf, and it was the funniest thing to see 14 cross country runners that are super good athletes in cross country absolutely suck at golf. I mean, the number of swing and misses, it was like watching Ellie De La Cruz bat sometimes.
that's funny.
I mean,
That's
it was
Oh my
hilarious.
God.
I was like, dude, can you hit the ball?
No,
Like, it's right there. You
Yeah.
swung and missed 10 times. Like,
It's a humbling game.
but there was one good golfer that could that not to toot my own horn, but Andrew Smith, he lives in the same neighborhood as us, and he's a really good runner. He's a senior as well, and he's the only good golfer on the team that's like really good. And so I think he and I could go toe to toe. But everybody else I was looking at them like, man, I may not run faster than you, but I could sure as hell beat you on a golf course.
oh man, that's funny.
Oh, I love it.
What a night, guys. That was fun, man. It's been a while. We'll get another one of these going with those overall year products. And man, we had a good night. There was a good stream of people coming and going. It was a longer episode than usual, so I'm sure people will be watching this afterwards. We always make sure go to John's channel, ERB Sports. Check it out. He's been opening a ton of stuff. He's been putting out some good videos. Make sure you go to Peds Card Collection. Check out his channel. And it's been a good year, guys. It seems like yesterday the three of us were standing at the National, and Frank from Barstool came walking up on me, and I'm like,
Oh my
dude,
God.
that seems like it was just yesterday, but here we are. That was
months ago.
4 months ago almost.
4 months ago already. Yeah. Yep. Indeed.
Time
Definitely
flies.
it's flying by. Great show as always. I really appreciate Peds Nick joining us.
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me on. I had a blast as always.
I need to clear my throat. I feel like I ran out of water and I coughed, and now I got like a tickle in my throat. So that's what I get for talking for 2 hours after I just recorded a bunch of videos. So, but hey, that comes with the territory.
Sure does.
So yeah, stay tuned for more episodes. We will definitely be back. Football season is closing soon, so we're not gonna let this one go 2 or 3 months before we do another show. We'll definitely do another show before then. And like I said, be watchful out for a product of the year / year in review article. not article, but an episode. What am I saying? Been a long day. Episode that we'll do sometime between now and Christmas.
Yep.
All right,
Awesome,
Brad.
everybody. Well, until next time, peace.
See ya. Have a good night, everybody.